This 5 foot tall, gorilla looking old dude said that I was retarded at work, at my job. I've worked there for like 4 or 5 months now, having a great time. I love my coworkers. My boss is super cool, but lately, people from Honsha, like the headquarters, have been in our store, in our restaurant quite a bit. And there's this old guy particularly who's working in the kitchen with me all the time, and for whatever reason, I don't know why, man. No matter how respectful I try to be, he's always rude to me. He's always a dick to me. He's literally like talking shit to me, staring me down, mean mugging me. And then he called me retarded the other day. And I mean, it started off initially I was sick, I wasn't thinking, and I tossed this piece of bacon away, one piece of bacon, because I didn't think we could use it. It was like this so stupid. It was really thin cut bacon. We usually use this thick cut bacon. For whatever reason, in the thick cut bacon package, there was a really thin cut bacon in there as mistake. I tossed it out. Wasn't thinking. I was really sick that day, and they said I had to work anyways. Wasn't thinking. Tossed it out. He grabbed it out of the garbage. Comes over to me. He's like, "Why'd you throw this away?" In this super rude voice. He's like, "Nande stechatta no?" Like staring me down. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I just wasn't thinking. I didn't think we could use it. My fault." And he after I said that, he like gets up in my grill, legit up in my grill, like he's trying to like back me down. And he's literally like 5 feet tall. I'm like 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, by the way, ladies. If there are any ladies watching, I'm 6 feet tall. Yes. Well, actually 5'11" and 3/4, but who's counting? Who's counting? You know. I don't think the girls are gonna know any difference, especially when I got my heels on. Anyway, so this like 5 foot tall dude comes up. He's standing literally like, in my grill, and he's like, "Nande stechatta no?" He looks like a gorilla. And I was like, "I'm so sorry." I just kept like, I'm trying to be respectful. I was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm bowing my head to him. "Moshiwake gozaimasen, moshiwake gozaimasen, sumimasen. Korekara motto gamarimasu ne." I'm just trying to be as polite as possible. That's how I always am there. Even since I started this job, I know I'm the only foreigner there. I'm the only foreigner who has ever actually worked in this restaurant. Nobody speaks any English. Like, nobody has any foreign friends. They're all asking me things about like myself, like I'm an alien or whatever. And like, what? I don't blame them. Whatever. I'm the new guy there, and I'm just trying to be always respectful, always use my keigo, always apologize. Even if things aren't my fault, I always apologize about things. Everyone else there at this point, I'm pretty sure, likes me quite a bit. But this new guy there, this guy from like the headquarters, for whatever reason, hates me. I have no idea. And so he's like trying to back me down. I just kept saying, I'm sorry. But then anyways, like that fizzled out a little bit. I walked away, and for the rest of the day, he was just like an asshole to me. And then, in classic Japanese fashion, my boss, who also works in the kitchen, my boss, who I'm actually really close with, I really like this guy, he's super cool. He comes up to me after the shift, and he doesn't, like, I'm thinking as soon as this guy leaves, like, we're gonna talk shit about this dude. We're gonna fucking, like, we're gonna go in on this dude, because he's being a dick to me. He was also being a dick to my boss. He was going in on my boss the whole day. And I'm thinking, like, as soon as this guy leaves, we're gonna start talking shit, like Americans do. We're gonna start, like, talking about it. We're gonna talk shit about this dude. Yo, this guy fucking sucks. But Japan is just so professional. Everything you need, you gotta shove it down. You gotta be respectful. You gotta be professional. You don't go out and talk crap about your bosses after they leave. That's reserved for the nomikai. That's reserved for going to actually a separate event where you drink alcohol and then you do say these things. But it's still a work day. We don't do that. We gotta keep it professional. So I'm thinking we're gonna talk shit about this dude as soon as he leaves. And this guy leaves. My boss actually leaves also after him. Goes somewhere. I don't know where my boss goes. And he just comes back in like a couple minutes later as I'm closing down the kitchen, just with a Pocari Sweat, because he knows I like Pocari Sweat. All the people in the comments, "Oh, there's so much sugar in that." Shut up. A little bit of sugar ain't gonna kill ya. Comes up with the Pocari Sweat, gives it to me, and just goes, "Jimmy-san, 今日はお疲れ様です。とても大変だったと思いますが、ジミさんはよく頑張りました。ありがとうございます." And so he's just like, "Yeah, like, thanks. I think today was pretty difficult, but like, here's this Pocari Sweat." But he doesn't actually say like what was difficult. He doesn't say like, "Yeah, that guy's an asshole, huh?" or anything. And that's what I kind of want to say. And I started to say like, "Yeah, like, what about this dude?" And he's like, "Yeah. ありがとうございます。今日はお疲れ様です." Kind of cut me off, and he's like, "Yeah, like keep your mouth shut. We're not actually going to talk about this dude." And I remember thinking like, wow, at the time, like, wow, is that a... I guess that's just enough for people here in Japan, because the culture is very like subliminal. They don't communicate explicitly, directly. Instead, it's like you're supposed to read the room, read the air, read other people's feelings. And I guess just by him giving me this Pocari Sweat and saying like, "Hey, good job today. I think today was probably a little bit difficult." that would probably be most for most people out here. But for me, like I said, I'm a foreigner. I want things to be communicated directly. I want to actually get out there and talk about it. I felt a little bit gypped. I felt a little bit like kind of like my boss, like, you're a bitch, man. Like, what the fuck? You can't stand up for me. Like this guy was trying to literally like physically intimidate me. You can't come over here and stand up for me a little bit. But I do recognize that at the end of the day, like, it's the difference of the cultures. So I really appreciate my boss for at least coming up and trying to do something nice. And then, anyways, fast forward a few more days, I'm working with this short guy again in the kitchen. I'm doing my best. Like I said, I'm doing my best. I haven't like given him any pushback. I'm just trying to be respectful. I'm bowing my head to him all the time. I greet him when he comes in. Always use Keigo. Always so polite to this guy, and he's just like in a shitty mood and being an asshole to me. And then he comes over and he's like asking me why I was making some salad the way that I was making it. He didn't like the way I was making it, and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he just looks at me and he goes, "Atama okashi ka," which means like, the literal translation is your head strange, like, or is your head weird? But that's the phrase that people use, like, your head is weird, atama ga okashi, here, to say that someone's like retarded, they're mentally challenged, they're really, really stupid. And he said that directly to my face, and I remember just thinking like, what do I do here? Like, I was literally thinking like, okay, I'm gonna walk out right now, or what should I do? I don't know how to go about this, because I really like my coworkers. All my friends are working tonight. I don't want to leave them shorthanded. If I walk out right now, I'm going to leave everyone shorthanded. I'm going to fuck over all my coworkers. This guy doesn't care. He's only in here like once or twice a week. It's not really going to do anything to him. Am I just going to like go, like, I can't really talk shit very well in Japanese. My Japanese isn't that good yet. I can talk shit in English, but that's just like straight autism trying to go off on this guy in English. He's not even going to know what the hell I say. And I can feel myself tensing up, like getting physically angry. And I'm like, that's never a good sign. It's never a good sign. I want to be stoic. I want to be able to let shit roll off of me. And I remember just thinking like, yo, what do I do? Oh my God, this guy just called me retarded in my face. The balls of this little short dude that looks like a gorilla. Anyways, I let the rest of the night go by, and he just kept talking shit. He was saying that I was slow. He's like, why can't you do anything right? This guy was just like in my ear all night, and not to anyone else. I don't know why. Still don't know why. I'm trying to be so respectful the whole time. I'm just like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then the end of the night comes around, that guy leaves, and my boss just comes up to me. He's like, hey, sorry about today. And that's all he says, and then he just walks away. And I was like, hey, I was thinking about quitting, to be honest. And he was like, what, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I'm so sorry. And then I like sat down with him, and I was like, hey, buddy, like, that's not cool. Like, as a human being, I cannot forgive behavior like that. I don't think highly of anyone who talks to anyone else, treats anyone else. I mean, forget the even calling me retarded thing. Like, just the way he's talking to people, the way he's acting, I cannot respect you as a human being for that, and I won't stand for that. So if this continues, I'm quitting. And I told him that, and he's like, don't quit. He's almost out of here. We really appreciate you. Like, everyone else likes you here. And then all my like coworkers started rallying around me and shit. And like my one coworker came up, he's like, you should just talk shit to him in English. You won't even know what you're saying. And then this other guy came up, and he's like, you should always just hold the knife. Like, yeah, I know that's crazy, but he's like, you should just hold a knife whenever he's talking shit to you. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not crazy. And then my coworker's like, hey, let's all go out for dinner after work. Let's have Jimmy have a good time or whatever. And so then we actually went out to dinner with a couple of the guys after work, and we had a great time. Guys who I don't usually hang out with, so that was super, super cool. And then my boss, like, as I was leaving too, he's like, hey, he like came up next to me. And then also like this other, not my boss, but like a manager, like a higher up guy also that I work with, came over, and my boss and him like stood next to me, and they were like, hey, Jimmy, we really appreciate everything you've done for us here. He's like, just want you to know we are on your side. This guy, he's not one of us. He never comes here. You are one of us. We've got your back. Don't listen to this guy. We're on your side, Jimmy. Just like hang on there a little bit longer. Like, we love you, dude. And I was like, wow, that was super fucking cool. Because before, half of these coworkers that, I mean, I like everyone okay, but half of these coworkers that said that stuff, I didn't actually have like really much of a relationship with them before. And now because of this guy coming and being an asshole to me, now I realize, wow, these people are actually like really fucking cool, and now I have this closer bond with these people. And so initially, after that night, I was so still heated about this little dude, and I thought about making a video. And the first idea that came to my mind of a video to make would be like, I don't know, something about like just no matter who you are, no matter what position you're in, just talk to people with respect. Don't be an asshole to people. I don't care how popular I ever get, whatever happens to the yungjamez brand or channel, I'm never gonna talk to anyone with disrespect like this guy. And I thought about making a video like that, and I realized that would be silly, because that would be in this victim mindset of trying to change how other people act. And it's really hard to change how other people act and be out here preaching about how, oh, you should do this, you should do that. The one thing that I know that I can do is I can change how I act. This guy, everything he said to me, they're just words. They're just words. I can just let shit like that roll off of me. And like I said before, actually I made a different video about this guy. Can you believe this? I made 2 videos about this guy now. He's living rent-free in my head, where I said I'm thankful that this guy's an asshole to me, because it motivates me to get out of my job. It motivates me to work on YouTube and the things that I love more, so I can get out and pursue the things that I really care about. I don't want to be spending all this time at this part-time job, slaving away my hours, making money for somebody else. And after a lot of thinking, all the money that's been coming in from YouTube, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. It looks like there's actually a real direct route to making this at least a part-time career in place of my restaurant job that I hate and I have to deal with this guy at. So I think as of today, I have decided I'm gonna quit. It's gonna be difficult because I do like my coworkers a lot and I like my boss a lot. And initially, like, I know that they're short-staffed as well, but I know that that's going to be something that makes me into a better person as well. Even though they stood up for me, even though they're really cool people and I really like them, and it was a great experience for the few months that I did it here. I learned a lot of Japanese, learned about Japanese work culture, etc. It's time to move on, and it's going to make me a stronger person having this conversation with my boss, who I really like, and tell him that I have to quit, even though he's short-staffed and even though I have this really good personal relationship with this guy. And additionally, at school, dude, I don't take out like any loans. I'm paying so much of my school out of pocket. I only have like seriously a small amount of loans for college. And up until like a couple days ago, I just thought that like everybody else didn't really have many loans. And then I started talking to people and trying to figure out like, okay, what's reasonable for me to take out in loans? I've only got like a year left here in Japan at this college. What's reasonable? And everyone's like, dude, you haven't taken out like any loans? Like, dude, you can take out way more loans and still be okay. I'm like, holy shit. All right. So, not saying that I am going to take all these loans, but I know that I have that to fall back on since I have been not accepting the loans from school if the YouTube thing doesn't work out. And it just kind of like, it reminds me of when I was thinking about whether or not I should come to Japan the first time. Because I was thinking, dude, I have this stable restaurant job where I'm making all this money. I don't love it, but I have this stable restaurant job. I'm making all this money back in the States. I'm not really happy. I want to move to Japan, but I'm worried. What if I go out there and I fail? What if I don't have any money when I go out there? What if I waste all my money and come back home a loser? And I took the calculated risk. I ran out here to Japan. I dove in, and it ended up being the greatest decision of my life, the best risk that I ever took. And just this other night, we were having a meet up with the guys from the Discord. Super cool. Shout out to everyone. Thank you guys for coming out. And Hans, my new homie Hans, was telling me, dude, just quit the job. That's just like the decision you had to make when you moved to Japan. You start to think, this is scary, but everything that I want to do is behind that fear, is past that fear. If I just take this leap, move on to this next goal. The last time I had this decision, it was about moving to Japan, and it worked out. It ended up being the best decision of my life. So why not just try it again? I think I'm going to quit my part-time job. I don't need it anymore. It's scary, but I've been saying for the last 2-3 months now I'm going to take this YouTube shit seriously, and fucking I don't have any time because I'm spending like 26 hours a week at this part-time job at this restaurant. I don't like doing that. I don't have any passion for that. I want to create this YouTube thing. I want to turn this YouTube thing into a business. I want to help as many people as possible. I want to start gaining some type of income from this shit. So if you guys have been watching, if you guys have been supporting, thank you so much. Be looking out. I'm going to be doing legit consultations and many other business endeavors in the next few months here. I officially have a YouTube email for inquiries. Yungjamez, YUNGJAMEZ YT for YouTube at gmail.com. It's going to be in the description. Anything I can help you with, guys. If you guys want a Japanese speaking partner, someone just to practice Japanese speaking with, if you guys want someone not to teach you Japanese, because I'm not fluent, I'm not perfect in Japanese at all, But if I can get you on the path to like learning a little bit of Japanese, or tell you what resources I used, we can do like a Skype call or an Instagram call, anything like that. If you guys want advice on where to travel in Japan, if you guys want, dude, if you want me to fucking secretly date bomb you in Tokyo, yo, if you're in Tokyo and you're on a date with a girl and you want me to, like, you tell me your location, and this is what I'll do. I'll show up. I'll just show up out of nowhere, and I'll be like, yo, you're that dude that saved my cat. You got my cat out of that tree one time, and, like, dude, like, thank you so much. Do you still have 11 Rolls Royces at your place? Like, you guys want me to photobomb, what am I saying? Like, just show up and compliment the shit out of you and make you seem really cool, I'll do that. If you guys want me to be your rental boyfriend for a day, I got you. Anything that I could possibly help with. You guys just want someone to talk to or whatever, we'll figure it out, man. Send me an email. I'll think of a price. I'm trying to make it as reasonable as possible, but also depending on how many people contact me, I might need to raise prices. We'll see what happens, but just right now we're starting out. Send me an email. We'll figure something out. If anyone's interested in anything I can help you with, hit me up, guys. Thank you so much. And if you think about it like this asshole at my job who was being a huge dick to me, it's not all bad. I shouldn't be here sitting around trying to change how other people act, because if you think about it, because of that guy, I now have a better relationship with my coworkers. These coworkers who I wasn't that close with before, they invited me out to go eat with them. With my boss and this other manager guy, I'm closer with those guys. I have much more respect for them now. With my coworkers that I went out to eat with, now we're in this like running club and we're going out and we're hanging out and shit. I've learned to value other people and value all the nice people. Not only just like, oh, now we're hanging out, but I've just learned to appreciate them more and really understand, like, wow, like, the nice people in your life, really take care of them, really thank those people for what they do, because there are some real assholes out there. And this guy he's pushed me closer to my goals, closer to pursuing this passion I have for content creation and everything else that has to go along with this YouTube and influencer, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not going to sit here and say that guy should change. He can keep doing himself. He can be exactly how he wants to be, and that's fine. I'm going to recognize it as a push toward my path, and I'm just excited for the future, guys. After I've come to this conclusion in the last few days, I'm much happier than I have been for the last few months. So guys, just thank you so much. If you guys have been along for the ride, I appreciate you. This is Young James. Guys, do not try to change people. Do not try to sit around and complain about how other people treat you. Simply change yourself, change your environment, learn to adapt. We are not victims. We are leaders. We are warriors. We don't try to change people. We strengthen ourselves. All right, guys, thank you so much. This is Young James, YUNGJAMEZ. Like I said, the email is youngjamesYT@gmail.com, YUNGJAMEZYT@gmail.com. Any business inquiries, I will get back to you. If you guys want to join the Discord, send me $5 on PayPal. Donations are also accepted. PayPal, whatever. Thank you guys so much. All right, take care, guys. Love y'all. Looking forward to it.